Our next guest is a Dublin man who established his business in Dingle, making handmade leather bags, belts, wallets and other leather accessories way back in 1989. And we're very pleased to have Conor Holden with us this evening. Thanks for joining us, Conor.
It's nice to be here, Dolores.
And you found your way all the way down from Dublin, all the way down to Dingle.
I did, via London, and 22 years ago.
And how did you find your way into the craft industry to begin with at all? And why Dingle then? Why establish the business there?
Well, originally I was living and working in London back in the 80s, and I wanted to come home to Ireland after 3 years there. And the only way at the time really was to either have a load of money, which I didn't have, or to have a trade or a profession, because there were no jobs, kind of like nowadays. Yeah. And I decided that the best thing to do was to try and provide a trade or job for myself. And after a lot of research, quite by accident, I came across a course in leather goods production in college in Hackney in London. That's now part of a course run by London College of Fashion in leather goods production. So I went to college for 2 years, gave up my job, went to college, and after 2 years of that I came back to Dingle, where I used to come on holidays when I was a kid.
So you've amalgamated two very wise choices in the profession you chose and in the place where you've chose to practice it.
Yes, well, yes and no, in that I've chosen a really beautiful place to live and a fantastic place to work. I work in a converted schoolhouse that's right on the shore of Dingle Harbour. It's an absolutely stunning location. It's not very commercial though.
But it pays off in what you actually make, and we'll take a look at these bags. They're absolutely gorgeous. And maybe you can talk us through the process involved in making these, Conor. What is involved?
Well, first of all, the most important process at the beginning of the process for us is the design. And once my wife Claire and I get the design right, and we've made up our prototypes and samples, then the next important thing for us is to choose the appropriate leather, and then have the right fittings. Victoria Smurford once described all of our bags as modern classics, which I think was very appropriate, because they're not high fashion, they're not going to go out of date, they don't have a kind of old style country look to them, and everything, including the handle fittings, the rings and so on, everything that's on our bags are functional. We don't throw buckles on and straps on and anything like that onto our bags to make them glitzy or blingy. They're proper, functional, delightful
Well, their
bags.
simplicity speaks for themselves, though, doesn't it, really? They're very, very elegant. And but you're not holding the secret to yourself for much longer, I hear. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
No, well, yes. Well, sadly, in most design courses where students do designing of handbags and so on, or shoes or other things, the workshop experience is lacking in all of these courses. And after many years of being asked if we would run courses, we've decided, and we have been running some courses now that give students actual workshop-based experience.
Great.
Where they'll come into our workshop, they will learn about the leathers, the tools, the machinery that we have in a workshop environment, and then we will literally go through the cutting out with them. They will cut out, they will do the bench work and the assembly, and they will sew, and they will go away at the end of a week with a handbag that they have made themselves from the Holden Leather collection.
And in the year of the craft this year, that's a fantastic way to celebrate it, really,
it is,
isn't it?
because all of our crafts are being exported to China, and what we're doing now is trying to keep craft based in Ireland, where people can learn and make and move forward from there.
So a contribution to the local economy as well as everything else.
Absolutely, yes.
Fantastic. Well, we're delighted to have you out in Dingle, Conor,
Thank
and
you
many,
very much.
many more happy years to you out there.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Okay.